I'm hitting record right now because you guys act like this is a formal fucking show where like we got like actual structure and I got assignments for you guys.
It was just the way that explanation hit is all.
I'm starting to slowly realize the only formal show I do now is my own goddamn podcast, the Delvin Experience.
Yeah.
Otherwise than that, PSVG, not formal. This show, definitely not formal.
Definitely not.
Any one of my Patreon episodes, not formal.
How are they doing a game show without formality? That shit is necessary for game discussion, man. Because it get too wild, too fast.
Yeah. Oh, the conversation turns there quickly.
I'm gonna say this. Clearly, T doesn't listen to any of those podcasts.
Yeah.
Because this is how the conversation goes over there. Hey, so playing Far Cry, you know what's fucked up? You know what's got me annoyed?
Yeah, essentially. Know what's going on with my job?
Start talking about kids and fucking wives and, relationships. And then they're like, so, I mean, I guess play Far Cry if you want to.
Yeah. And then after I say something funny and then everybody gets offended, then they laugh.
Yeah.
Essentially the whole formula of the show.
Yeah, no kidding. But let me roll this into this. I guess, from the future or from the past, I guess, whatever you want to look at it. Happy New Year to everybody. You'll be hearing this on the 1st, January 1st. I was about to say July 1st and just fucking fast forward way ahead.
Congratulations, people. You made it.
Maybe. I mean,
gonna knock on some wood, you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say some of us made it.
If you didn't,
for real.
If you didn't,
my bad.
You know what? Hey, we'll put you in the in memoriam.
Yeah.
But we got a new year, new us. People still say that?
No. Same old me.
Same old me.
Same old piece of shit.
Same old. They are saying it's just 2020 also.
Yeah. 2022.
Deuce is loose.
But since the last time we recorded, there's been a lot going on. It's the holidays, a lot of shit happening. So, we had Christmas. Like I said, we did New Year's. Went on a couple of adventures on my own. So I'll kind of get into those things. But I just want catch up with you guys. How was your guys' Christmas?
I woke up Christmas morning to a positive COVID test. Merry Christmas!
Yay!
God damn!
COVID's just the fucking gift that keeps giving, man.
It was some whole shit.
Somebody I know got it too. Somebody me and Chaufie knows just messaged me to saying they got COVID.
Damn.
I'll tell you offline who it is, Chaufie.
So last Monday, I have a general dry cough that comes with taking blood pressure medicine. It's a normal thing. It's a normal thing that occurs with this particular medicine. Discuss with my doctor. It's cool. But Monday I coughed once and I was like, that's in my chest.
That's a different one.
I could feel it. I could feel it. And I was like, if I'm supposed to be going to see, because I'm supposed to go to my lady's people's house for Christmas Saturday, I was like, I'm for sure going to get a COVID test before I do anything. And so I found one. They are difficult to find right now in this area.
Let me ask you a question before you answer that. Did you get it for free?
Yes.
Because here they're like, if you go to like the library, they're giving them out for free. You just get in line, they give you a COVID, like a couple of packs of COVID tests.
Oh, you talking about the instant test? I'm talking about the PCR test. So I just go to CVS, and you just do it in a drive-through at the prescription, the drive-through.
Okay.
You drive to the window, they hand you the bag, tell you to swab your nose, 15 seconds each nostril, put it in this tube, put the tube in this bag, that bag in that box. This is like my fourth COVID test because I keep trying to make sure that I don't have COVID. And that test normally takes a day. Like I said, it's fourth one. So I was like, why is this test? But then it turns out, like I said, the entirety of Ohio is on fire right now with COVID. Everybody getting tested. And because everybody's getting tested, none of the testing centers are working with expedience.
Like Florida.
Yeah. So I wake up.
California's wilding too.
Yeah. So I wake up early, Christmas morning. Finally because I've been waiting for it. And my partner's like, hey, do we know anything? Because Christmas ain't happening if you got COVID. Yeah. I'm like, hey, bro, I'm waiting too. And sure as shit, I get the message the test was positive. And I'm like, well, at this point, I knew it. I was sick, not dying, just sick. But my partner, Vanessa, the night before, was like, I can't taste or smell nothing. I go, okay, what is COVID then? We got COVID.
Fuck.
Yeah.
It's like I don't have proof of it yet, but I mean that's pretty proof right there. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Mind you, I am double vaxxed and boosted. I'm Pfizer, and that apparently matters in all things. But I still got COVID because this Omicron variant is a motherfucker, and it got us. So the whole house basically, you know the deal. It's 10 days after your first symptoms, which would have been Monday for me, and 10 days after that will be tomorrow.
Nah, you're lying because what I heard was,
It's
I
5
think it was
now.
from you. CDC said, eat these saltines and sip this ginger ale, and you're good.
Yeah, pretty much.
CDC said if you are specifically if you are free of symptoms and so forth, then they can do that 5-day nonsense. I am not that, none of that. So it's going to be these 10 days, and it's going to always be. And the CDC, the weirdo in this one, they are the ones who are standing out in this. The rest of the world still says 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
This is just capitalism trying to, push the button. Come on, y'all got to get back to work. And it's like, nah, bruh, I get it. Yeah, I know you need these planes to fly, and we need people in the working in the hospitals, but also you can just let these people die.
Yeah,
because they decided to get sick. I didn't volunteer for that shit. I did everything I was supposed to do. I wear my mask. I don't be out here on the stroll. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know where I got it from. I cannot tell you.
Yeah.
So,
and that really is like the hard challenge too, because it could be like any number of places. You know,
they don't do tracking here in the great state of Ohio because we're a bunch of fucking morons.
Yeah. No, that's like I went to go. So same as you, vax, boosted. I'm good, but I got, I don't know what day this was, day before yesterday. So was that Monday? Stomach fucking went crazy. Like I'm talking like just full, like I was pissing out of my ass. Like I would just like go from the toilet, sit on the sofa, and then once I'd sit down, I'd be like, oh, getting up again. And I was fucked up. But I didn't have like any other symptoms. Everything else is still fine. No one, and it's funny because we've all pretty much for the last few days have all eaten the same things. Like nothing really out of place, and no one else was feeling funky. So my wife was like, it is a symptom, so you should probably go get tested. I can't get a fucking test to save my life unless I go buy one of the kits. But kind of going through some of the local, I guess you would say, like non-traditional like news routes. Local people around here were just like, hey, if you go to one of these 3 locations, they'll take you. You just got to show up early. So I went like at 9 a.m, got in this long car line and shit like that. So I'm just waiting to get results back because they said it'll be within 48 hours. It's only been like 24 at this point. So just waiting to hear back. But as far as, and for that, it was just more peace of mind as well, because I didn't have any other symptoms. And it really was just for a maybe 2-hour period. And then it was like, I was good. So I didn't have anything else. But, just to be on the safe side, because we've been talking about visiting my parents, but it's like, maybe not. And then the other side is I work in an office, and then I work with kids. Like, I need to fucking know. I can't be going back to work being like, hey, guess what? Fucked up this whole office, So it's just it's that challenging stuff that is like, it fucks you up because it's like, do I just have a cold? Do I have a stomach bug? Do I got COVID? I got no fucking clue. Because there's no way to pinpoint it anymore.
Outside of the first test I took, which was for going to Canada, every other one has been like, this feels off. Something's wrong. Let me go make sure it's not COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And this time it turns out it was. So that's just me trying to play safe, and I hope it paid off in the long run. I hope it pays off in the long run. You know what I'm saying? Being aware and do what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah, that's whack. But as far as fun Christmas stuff, did you get any special things? Anything?
We really didn't do it up this year because your boy basically has everything.
Right. It does make it hard for people.
Yeah. So Vanessa's mom gave me like $50 on Amazon dough, which is dope. They always hit me with $50 worth of something. So oftentimes Best Buy, but this time Amazon. And what else? just some stocking stuffers and stuff like that. There, not a lot. I mean, like I said, I have everything, so including this $200 Game Boy. You can't see because I got the background on me. So
put it in front of your chest. See what happens.
Oh yeah,
that's the NT something I think it's called.
Well, it's from the people who make the NC. It's the analog pocket.
Yeah, it's an analog pocket. Fuck, you got one, man. I want one so bad.
Is it good?
It's so much better than good.
Because it's worth getting everything, right?
Yeah. So right in there right now is the OG classic Super Mario Land, and actually I think I put all the games away, so I can't grab them right now. But currently, what it plays and it has the ability to play is Game Boy Advance. Of course, Game Boy Color, but also by an adapter of Game Gear games.
Oh, okay.
And so when I ordered it back in August of 2020, I ordered the system, the dock, and the Game Gear adapter. So I got all that. All that came through, and it's pretty fucking great.
Yeah. No, I've seen people talk about it, and I'm like, damn, I kind of want one of those. And you know what really put it over for me was I really loved, and I still have it, the Game Boy camera.
Okay.
And it looks so good on there.
Yeah. And so people started posting it and then saying, like, now you can actually drag those like into your computer. Like now you got Game Boy camera pictures, digital format that you can export to your like whatever device. And I was like, man, now I fucking need one, like badly.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be fucked up. Man. But
I was thinking about getting one because I don't know if you guys remember this. They used to have like one Batman the Animated Series Game Boy game was awesome.
Oh yeah.
It was awesome. And Darkwing Duck, which didn't really have like console releases. They had like Game Boy games. There's a whole bunch of Game Boy games that I used to love as a kid that I just can't find now. And if I can, you can't really find a Game Boy to play them that looks good. Yeah. So I was considering getting one and just buying a whole bunch of those games I used to play as a kid and just getting back into it. But it looks cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. No, definitely.
I'm gonna see if I can find y'all my little box of games so I can show you what I got. Carry on.
Yeah. How about you, Delvin? How was your Christmas?
It was good. I don't think I really got much in terms of gifts and things like that. I got gifts, but it was like it was more or less like here's some gift cards and things like that. I got myself kind of the biggest gift I wanted really, and I got lucky. I got really lucky because I like the arcade cabinets, right?
Yeah,
I've always talked about that thing. So
yeah, you got a couple.
They have a new one called iArcade, and they're barcades cabinets, but you can buy the stand for it, and it's basically arcade size cabinets.
Oh,
and
nice.
They're cheap. And like I think for the barcade is $299. And for the stand itself is like another $100. So you're paying $399. But the difference is, what's the other one that I have? I can't remember the name of the company that makes them. Like the ones that be in Walmart?
Yeah.
The iArcade ones are built better.
Really?
They're sturdier, they heavier, and they have two giant ass speakers in the front. So when you put
shit, so you're getting sound.
So it's loud. So one of my favorite games as a kid was Space Ace. They had a Space Ace cabinet for it.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about this is the iArcade stuff, you can buy games for it and download games on it.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Is I thought that was one that like ran ROMs or something like that.
I think it runs ROMs too, but you can also buy games for it. Like it has like an online store.
Its own eShop.
Yeah, and you can. It comes with 11 games built into it. Strangely enough, the Space Ace one didn't have Space Ace on it. I had to buy Space Ace for $10, but in its place, it had Dragon's Lair.
Okay.
So I was like, that's cool. I'll deal with that. That's fair enough. So I found it. The normal price for it was like $299. Amazon had an open box deal for it for $180.
Word.
Nice.
And then I got it for $180. And I said, okay, I'm not going to play this on my lap and shit, so I need to get a stand. I found the stand for $50.
Shit, come up.
So I ended up paying like a little bit under 250 for this thing, and it came in. It's a nice build. It's stronger than, I can't remember the damn company. One Up Arcade. It's a lot stronger than the One Up Arcade build. Mm-hmm. It's heavier and it's bulkier, and it feels like an actual arcade cabinet. It's really well made. The speakers are loud as fuck. I have to turn it down low, like really low so it doesn't wake everybody up because it's so loud. Yeah. And it came with 11 games. It came with Dragon's Lair. It came with Double Dragon. It came with a couple of other games, but the ones I remember off the top of my head is Dragon's Lair, Double Dragon, Space Harrier, which I love, and a few other games. It's really
those were all like Don Bluth games. Am I right?
Space Ace and Dragon's Lair were, yes.
Yes. Okay. Space Ace, Dragon's Lair were. Space Harrier wasn't. That was a Sega
Space
game.
Harrier, Space Ace, right?
Space Ace, yes. Space Ace, Dragon's Lair were. Double Dragon is what was Double Dragon? Was a Kimco? Tecmo, something like that.
Tecmo in America, Kimco in Japan. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Double arcade version of Double Dragon and arcade version of Space Harrier. Mm-hmm. And
nice.
This cabinet is fucking awesome.
Yeah, I need a picture of that. You got to drop one in the chat later. I definitely want to see what that looks like.
I'm gonna drop one in the chat right now because I happen to be looking at it.
It's awesome. It is great.
Nice.
So when I first heard rumor of this Analog Pocket, me and my son were up in Toronto for a game convention. It was the first time I got to take him to a game convention. And we went to a game store up there and we bought a grip of Game Boy games. So here are some of the Game Boy games I possess right now that I've been playing on this Analog Pocket. That is F-Zero.
All right. Ooh. Nice.
This one is a personal favorite from when I was a kid. That is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Fall of the Foot Clan.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that one. That's a good one, too.
That is Motocross Maniacs.
Oh, shit.
You see it has the Ultra logo. Well, you can barely see it because the way the screen is working. Ultra was basically Konami, forgive me, yeah. When they was bullshitting and made too many games.
Mm-hmm. That's back when Nintendo had a certain amount of games you could put on their system.
Correct.
So that people make dummies companies to put more games on them.
Now, I've been wanting a copy of Motocross Maniacs for decades. I can never find it.
Again, I got that in Canada.
Yeah.
OG Tetris, not just OG Tetris, my copy of OG Tetris from my original Game Boy.
I still got my OG Tetris.
Yeah, my mama had that and gave it to my kid because he had a Game Boy SP that he played on. Tetris DX, which is a Game Boy Color re-up of Tetris.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Batman.
Ooh, I remember that one.
Yes.
Solar Striker, which was a game I played. I remember paying $20 for that at Woolworths in downtown Cleveland.
Damn, Woolworths.
This is my kid's game. He bought this himself. It is Pokemon Gold. It is a pristine copy of Pokemon Gold.
Yeah, that thing is real clean.
And he got it for like $30. If you go look it up now, some places sell it for like $200. It's insane.
Damn.
This is another Canadian joint, DuckTales.
Another great Game Boy game.
Yeah. And then for some Game Gear games, there's more of these that just hidden in my kid's room. Columns
is good.
Sonic Adventure 2. Mm-hmm. And this is the actual adapter that goes into the Analog Pocket, and the Lion King is on there. What the actual adapter looks like. So,
question.
Yeah.
How long is the battery life on that thing?
Like 8 hours or something like that? Something dumb.
That's good.
That's pretty decent.
Dumb for the time we live in. Not as good as the Game Boy used to be back in the day when, you could play on some four double A's for a minute. So.
Yeah, no shit.
But also,
you wanted sound on too? Nope.
The dock, it comes with I bought the dock. The dock has Bluetooth or 2.4 built in. Mm-hmm. Just unplugging it right quick so I can show you all the dock. I know this is a podcast and I should be talking, but the dock works just like a Switch. You USB it, and it outputs to a screen. And so I mostly, and because I got this 8-bit do controller.
Okay.
Just immediately syncs with the dock, and I've been playing more on the screen.
Just out of curiosity, because if you don't know, T is also on Stays Crunchy and Milk, another podcast. Just wondering, will this be showing up on the YouTube channel?
Probably me some gameplay. I actually filmed myself beating Mario Land which was the first game I ever beat in real life when I was a child.
Yeah.
And I beat it like recently, just as I wanted to run through Mario Land and I beat it in time. I was like, there's no way I ever could have done it when I was younger.
Yeah.
So my reflex is better, which is weird to say when you this as old as I am now, but my reflex is better. Plus, I was playing it on this particular screen that I'm looking at you guys on with a controller, as opposed to looking at a pea green Game Boy.
The little thing
underneath my living room lamp at my mama's house. So.
Man, it was different times. It was different times.
It really was.
I still have my copy. Like I was saying, I still have my own original copy of Double Dragon, Tetris. My aunt had purchased she got these janky Kmart ones that were just in a bin. But there's this one called, I think it's called Helenki Alien or something like that. It's this weird corridor puzzle type of game. And once I figured it out, I was like, damn, this game is underrated and amazing. So I ended up playing a fuck ton of that game, but I still have that on hand. But I got a bunch of them that I've been collecting over the years too. Oh, and Game Boy camera.
Like that. If y'all get them, if y'all come up on them or decide, I'm telling you, man, it's worth it. Mm-hmm. Just the dock alone is the main thing I was super hyped about, because I was like, I can stream. If I were so inclined, I could go and just jump on Twitch and stream Fall of the Foot Clan.
Yeah. But it does. But like I was saying earlier, it does make people buying shit for you for Christmas very challenging, because it's like, oh, I already bought it. And I know it makes my wife insane, because she's like, can't get you anything for your birthday or Christmas because you've already fucking bought everything. And I'm like, I mean,
that's the joy of being grown.
Yeah.
What I always do is I always pick something I know I wouldn't buy. Normally I wouldn't buy the Call of Duty games. Mm-hmm. So I feel because I'm only going to play the campaign for 4 hours. So you can buy me this.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Something I knew I would. Any game that I look at, I'm not paying $70 for that.
Yeah.
But I want to try, okay, you can buy me that, because I know I wouldn't personally waste the money for it. But if somebody buys it for me, I will gladly enjoy it.
Yeah.
Use the gift card to buy that Guardians of the Galaxy game.
Great game.
Everybody's talking about how good it is, and it's big. It's been showing up on people's Game of the Year list.
It really is. It's surprisingly good. I thought whatever, it'll be fine. And then when I started playing it, because I copped it too. What did I get that bitch for? $29 or something like that? It was one of those random sales.
Nice.
And so then I was like, okay, at this price I can't beat. And then I think I'm chapter 8 right now. So I think I'm halfway. And it's really good. Nice. But I think we were talking to Fowler about this. I do feel it's a solid AA game. There's just a little bit to be it's not 100% perfect, but the dialogue's amazing. The gameplay's out of this world. It's a really solid.
A lot of dialogue.
Yeah, a lot, but not frivolous. Where you're just man, these motherfuckers need to shut up. It's a part of the story. It makes sense, and you get to interact with the dialogue too. So, how about your kids? How about your families? What did you guys get them?
My daughter wants, still is not done yet, a new basic bedroom. Mm-hmm. So they and I drove down to Columbus, which is about 2 hours south of where I'm at, to IKEA, and we got their bed, and it was the worst IKEA build I've ever built ever. And I've had very good experience with IKEA. Mm-hmm. That's why I know we really trip off of it. But it was none of the screws would sync right. It should just be as easy as boom. Most of the IKEA stuff you should be able to build by hand. Mm-hmm. And I just could not, and stuff got put on backwards. No matter how hard we tried to stay focused and concentrate on this stuff, I was like, "That's not right. That's not right." I'm like, "Fuck this bed." So I'm very unhappy with the results of this bed. But I still got to get her the set of shelves that they want, and I got to get them the dresser they want. Mm-hmm. Because the bed was, a couple of bucks. So I was like, all right, we'll just spread it over a little bit of time. I go, we'll just get it bit by bit. And they were like, that's cool. And my kid my oldest just wanted money for his car. He's been working on this. He has this 98 Volvo. Mm-hmm. It's just old and trash, but he loves it. So I'm like, all right, fine. Yeah. I will help you.
I was thinking about your son the other day, just this past Sunday or Monday, because I was dropping my daughter off at her friend's house. There, a little play date, and there was this boy. He seemed to be maybe a senior in high school, and he was just waxing the fuck out of his Volvo. Like you could see every door, the fucking trunk was open, and he was out there just shining. And I was like, man, this boy loves his car. And you could tell, like, nah, this is your first whip. Like, this is, and it was not new, where I was like, this is a smooth, like, maybe 1987, 84. Like,
it's a vibe, man. People like that seem to really enjoy it, I guess.
Because this is the Volvo where it was like the hood and the trunk. Like, you could drive this car in both directions and not know which was the front or the back. You know what I mean?
It's something about your first car that you never forget. And you want to take care of it. You appreciate it more. Like when you get down to car number 16, it's like, whatever. But
well, I mean, I could even get into that too, because so my first car is the Chevelle I have, right? Yes. And so it's like, it's nice to have it come back full circle. Now we just came back from vacation, and I go into the garage. I mean, first thing I do before I didn't even check on the fucking dog. I was like, is my car still in here? Yes, it is. Okay, great. But I was like, fuck, it smells like gas. Like, what's going on? I mean, old cars have a smell. Everything, it smells like gas and oil all the time. But this was like, I got punched in the fucking face. I was like, what is this? And we got home late. Like, we landed Christmas Day, like 12, or we got home like midnight, 12:30 roughly. And so the next day I go into the garage, I open it up, and the fucking garage floor is covered in gas.
Oh,
like my car had just, and when I got a flashlight under, it's just like a leaky faucet, just drip, 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 drip. And I was like, son of a bitch, this is not safe. So then the downside is it's Christmas Day. All the fucking stores are closed because I'm like, I need to scrub this up. I need to get cat litter to kind of sop it up. I can't do that, So I'm like trying to improvise with like different things, pull the car out. Because I'm like, do I start this car and have the fucking garage like explode because something sparked, Trying to figure out what it is. I text my dad. I'm like, hey man, like, I don't know if it's the fuel pump. I figure out it's coming from here or is the hose. He's like, try the hose. More likely it's just that little hose. So I ended up next day getting the hose off. But in between, like cleaning it up and getting all the gas out, I then another puddle filled, and I had like buckets under there and shit like that. It was a fucking mess. Like the room where I'm recording from right now, on the other side of this wall is the garage. So now this room just smells like gasoline.
Fuck.
It's been sitting like that for like a fucking week, So and it's cold as shit in California and raining. So it's like, okay, am I gonna just be painfully cold or just die from this fucking gas fumes? Not sure yet. But it's those first car things though. You know what? I'll say this, in the end, it felt great just buying that little like fucking 6 inches of hose and taking this part off and putting that piece on, because they're simple engines. I'm not dealing with electronics. It's literally just like that thing is broken because that thing is leaking. There's no, well, let's check the circuitry and plug it into a computer. Just like, now that's the broken part right there. See the one where the fluid's coming out? That's it.
That's my son's car. Like it has this constant oil leak. Mm-hmm. It's like, and when I took the shot, they're like, let me tell you something, man. When they get this old, just keep filling it with oil. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, okay, Mr. Mechanic.
Buy yourself, like, if anything, buy yourself a drip pan, put some kitty litter in it, just let it do a thing, because that's what it's going to do. It's like an old person, man. They pee. Like just, just
get some of the pins and call it a day.
Everything used to be tight. All the stuff used to hold up. Now you get a little older, you're just like, oh man, that's sagging wrong. This is leaking. Just it's what it is. Because when I took my car to the mechanics, like not when I first got it from my dad, I had to get some like more major stuff done. And the guy was like, I was like, what do I do? What do you recommend about this leaking though? And he was like, it's an old car. And I was like, no, I know. I was like, but is this something that like I should be more concerned about? And he's like, you have one of two options. He's like, you gonna put it in show? And I was like, no. He's like, then just live with the leaking. Always monitor the oil. He's like, if you want to make it like show quality, he's like, buy a new engine or rebuild this engine so they can seal it up tightly. He's like, but that's going to cost you a couple grand. And so I was just like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna like monitor the oil. And that's kind of weird.
For now, who knows?
Hey, future is wide open. There might get to the point where I'll be like, you see me at the LA Super Show flossing over here.
Oh my God.
You never know. My wife is looking fit. She might be wanting to be on the bathing suit on top of the hood. You don't know.
I was gonna ask. I was gonna just
chill.
ask.
What are you gonna ask? Relax.
No, not about your wife.
That was an open invitation.
No. I was gonna ask, do they still do that? Is that still a thing? Where you go to car shows and the women are just in bikinis, just walking around, or has COVID and cancer culture?
I don't know, Delvin. I don't live that lifestyle. I'm a good, humble Christian man. Just
bullshit.
My man was like, chill. Oh no.
Allergies.
The only thing my eyes go to is scripture. I don't know what you're talking about.
The Lord.
Give it up to him one time.
By lightning. Let me relax.
Nope, because the Lord love a good joke as much as the next man.
That
Leave
is
it be,
true.
man.
It is true.
That ass.
Out there, he's like,
the Lord loves ass.
Such a fine crafter of such things.
Exactly. No, as far as I know, I'm gonna assume yes. It's been a long time since I've looked at a lowrider magazine, but I could tell you that women in cars kind of go hand in hand, so I wouldn't see why not.
I haven't been to a car show in at least 5 years.
Yeah.
So my son goes to car shows all the time, but it's just like little local sets.
Uh-huh.
So it's just like a bunch of guys. It's like, this is what I'm driving, and so forth and so on. So it's not really, a car show.
Okay. It's just like the car gatherings.
The little parking lot.
Out.
Yeah, little parking lot gatherings.
Yeah. So you couldn't text your son right now and be like, "Hey, there's some booty and like titties on these cars," or what?
He like a Fast and Furious movie.
So he has a couple of nice cameras that he actually takes pictures of the car stuff with the other day, and like he came up the other day, showed me some video that he did with his drone, from the back of his car with his buddy driving behind him, and I'm like, what the fuck? He goes, nah, it's close street, we okay, Dad. I'm like, I guess, bro.
Yeah.
this is what it is to have a child at this age and this much, stuff.
Yeah.
Like, cool, bro.
And it's stuff you kind of need to like you need to chill on, like in the sense of like, all right, yeah, I gave you what you need to know, but you're gonna have to get into some shit. Like, so my son says to me, and I'm sure as my wife listens along, she's gonna be like, this motherfucker, and then probably go to his room and say something. But I've told you guys.
Don't say it then. Don't get your son in trouble.
Now it's too late. It's already too far.
Don't worry. Yeah. He will get himself in trouble.
That is true. That is very accurate.
So he says, because I told you guys, he's been hanging out with his friends, right? Yeah. On the weekends, he's out here in these streets. He's having a good time. He's actually kind of bummed right now because he's been trying to like hang out with his friends, but nobody's around. Everyone's like out and about and doing shit, and the weather hasn't been great. But he was telling me, he was like, yeah, remember when we were hanging out that weekend? And I was like, yeah. He's like, I was like, hey, because I do track him, and I go, so I said to him, I go, what were you doing all the way over by the fucking Rite Aid? Like, why were you all the way over there? And he was like, oh, he's like, I will say this, I do appreciate that my son is, what I assume, honest with me, and so he says, oh man, he's like, we were doing fireworks. And I go, wait, what? And he goes, yeah. He's like, my friend has a backpack of just all kinds of like fireworks, so we were behind the store just lighting them off. And I was like, you're a dumb motherfucker. I was like, you cannot just like behind a grocery store start lighting fireworks, man. You're gonna get in trouble. I go, fucking cops are gonna come and get you. Nah, I'll ride my bike. I was like, you think a bike is faster than a car? Like,
your son been playing Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Like, and then I got to tell this fool, don't forget you're Mexican, idiot. Like, you can't be doing this shit. You can't be hanging out with these fucking white boys thinking you're going to get away with like, I didn't know I couldn't do that. Like, don't.
Your son think he's CJ.
Yeah, seriously. I'm just like, nah, man, don't. Like, and he was like, nah, I mean, there weren't a lot. And I was like, it's not about quantity. It's not about quantity, man. Like, what are you doing? So I told him, I was like, listen, I've had the conversation with you where I've clearly told you, don't set shit on fire. Don't break into anything. You're going to have friends that are going to be like, hey, man, let's go do this thing, which is keep lookout while I go steal from the fucking Rite Aid or, you know, whatever, some dumb shit like that. I was like, just be smart. Just walk away. Like, I just do not want you to get in trouble because you're going to get fucking rolled up. You're going to argue. It's going to get worse.
Yeah.
And so he was like, no, I know. But as much as I wanted to go in on him and be like, man, what the fuck? I told you. It was just like, I already gave you what you need to know. Here's what you need to know. So when you hear about your son being like, yeah, I mean, it was a private street. It's like, fucker, you ain't safe. Yeah. But okay.
It is always has been and will always be like, I have to give you enough space to fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But then enough, I don't know, just love and patience to be like, it's okay. You're gonna fuck up.
Yeah.
Don't fuck up too bad. We all right.
Right, exactly. Mm-hmm.
I have to let my son know on occasion, Negro, you are not Logic or Drake. They know you black. You can't pull the same things that you see other.
Zero.
Hold on. We cannot be comparing Logic and Drake because Drake feel like he like 6 shades darker than Logic. Logic, I'll be looking at it like, yes. I don't know if I trust this story you telling me, sir. I think you're just trying to say nigga a lot. I think you're trying to get away with it.
Oh man, like there's a
you be asking Lucio Day Logic.
I gotta find this TikTok from earlier today because it had me fucking dying. It was one of those duetted ones.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like, and it actually was 3. And so it was like this white kid, and then on the side is this arm, and it's like all white. And then it goes into some water, and then it's like a black guy's arm, like getting, I guess, washed or whatever. And the kid goes, oh, it looks like oh, fuck, I'm already fucking it up. Who had the super ashy leg that everyone zoomed in on, the basketball player?
Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant. He goes, oh, it looks like Kevin Durant got some lotion. I was like, and so then it cuts to, like, there's a black guy talking, and he makes a face. He goes, okay, now that was funny, but I'm watching you. I'm watching you because you were a little too comfortable saying that. He's like, so I'm going to monitor your jokes. I'm letting you know it's a good joke, but I'm also letting you know I'm watching you on this one. This is also Logic. I hear you got some lines, man. You say some things. I keep an eye on you, though.
Yeah. You got to show some Negro DNA. Like, you have to go to Ancestor and me.
He's the one that gets a little too comfortable at the cookout, and then you're like, oh, you gotta go home now.
You must leave. No, you can't take no plate.
Nope. No. Hey,
put that shit right back.
And please do not get your Uber in front of the house. Like, I need you to go like 4 doors down. Just to be safe, because it's about to get hot for you.
Trust it, man. So I'll say.
Yeah. So, and then I guess I'll keep going. Like, with my kids, you know, we kind of, I think I mentioned this last time, they came through with like, they wanted really like a simple, it was just, I think all around everyone I talked to too, it's been a very like toned down Christmas. I think last year was probably all wild out because we were like, shit, we've been home. We had that fucking parent guilt. This year, everyone's just kind of like, it's whatever, you know?
Yeah, exactly. But it was.
My son was genuinely happy this year. Like, I got him, I told you guys, he's like insane about fucking Chief Keef. So got him a Chief Keef hoodie, Chief Keef t-shirt. He was fucking smiling. I got him like a nice fucking fat gold chain with like a medallion on it, you know? And so this fool hasn't left the house, but every day is wearing that fucking gold chain. Like, he is flossing. He's got his new Air Force Ones with the double Nike logo, gold and black on white. He's hype. I think I've told you guys his rap name is Giovanni, right?
Yes.
You did.
So when he got his gifts, he was like, this fool said, oh, dang, you got to call me Drippy Geo. And you know what? Whenever he says stuff like that, because, you know, T got me on this one last time, all I hear is, that's your son.
You know it is.
That's your son. I was like, you know what? He's right. He's right.
This is your doing.
But you know what? He's out here trying to be drippy. I give it to him. So, and then on my daughter's end, she really wanted like LED lights in her room.
Me too. What is that about?
YouTubers, man. That's all they want. And so I did get her the LEDs, but I did get her the ones that are like that react to sound. Like I got her good ones, So her room is wrapped. It's got all the fucking themes and everything, and she is as happy as can be. Got my wife. So we know everything most couples do is like, oh, well, let's not get anything for anybody this year. And but I did still get her a perfume she really wanted and some earrings. So, covered all the bases and shit like that. And then for me, like I said, it's always a challenge because it's like, number one, like my birthday is 5 days before Christmas. And so that always makes it a little bit harder. But what we did was we decided to go to Puerto Rico. And so we just got back a little while ago. And let me tell you, like Puerto Rico is like, it's my favorite place to be. It's like one of those places where like, it's just, everything is right. Like, I love it there. I love the people, the weather, the environment, like everything there is to do and see is like my favorite, like all in all, like in general. But, so I spent my birthday there. And then, like I said, we got back like Christmas Day, but I did feel bad because like, as much as we were in like a paradise, like nothing fucking worked. Like, it's just the result of like two things. I think Hurricane Maria and the effect on the island, and then COVID. And it's like nothing is as available and free. And then at that, traveling just in the wintertime and not realizing like, oh shit, other people do this too, So it was like, I thought, well, I'll get a rental car. Cool. We'll be able to do anything we want. Every fucking rental agency was like, we don't have a car. Like, and we won't have a car until January. I was like, the fuck? And then to go to, if you guys didn't know, fun fact, Puerto Rico has a rainforest. And so my wife and I have been in the past, but we didn't get a chance to take the kids. They had to make an appointment. We couldn't get a ride there. We couldn't even, all the tours were like sold out. We wanted to do a bioluminescent bay. Couldn't do that. Sold out. So it was just kind of like, we were stuck in a very like nice resort and not really getting a chance to see beyond that. And I think it was just wearing thin on the family. It was like everyone was just kind of like not super happy about being there and being stuck. We did make it to the major city, San Juan, and that's a beautiful city as well. A lot of history, a lot of stuff to see. So I think once we finally made it to San Juan, that did kind of boost like some of the spirits a little. But all in all, it was like, I just don't think anyone was like super happy. So that was kind of like fucking me up. And then like I was telling you guys already, like whenever I go on break, like be it like winter break, summer break, spring break, like I get fucked up. Like I get like, I think working is kind of good for me because it keeps me like in a sense distracted from like getting really depressed. And then when I have downtime, I don't have anything like occupying my mind. And so it just like fucking wrecks me. So it's like, this has not been like a good winter break for me. Like it's been really, really hard. And then even when we were coming home from Puerto Rico, like I had a full ass like panic attack in the airport. Like I'm talking like I was sweating. My fucking eyes were getting watery. Like I couldn't breathe. And I was just like, I need to fucking chill. But it was like that already that like that guilt, that stress, the anxiety that's been building up, the depression is ready to like boil. Like I can feel it just all like culminating. And I'm like, and the topper on that was like, we're trying to get home. Our flight got delayed by like an hour. And then I'm reading that fucking Delta and United have like canceled like 200 flights. And I'm like, motherfucker, like I'm going to get stuck. Like, what are we going to do? Like, so it was like, that was stressing me out. Luckily, like our flight, everything clicked. We made it home. We were good. No big deal. But it was like that whole experience just like really put me over. So it's just been like trying to like get my head right, trying to like get things together. But it's also like now being back home, we're kind of stuck because it's just been rainy. It's been shitty. Christmas Day, nothing's open. Like it's just everything's all fucking out of sorts and out of whack. So it's been kind of like, yeah, this is fucking garbage, but and just trying to work through, just trying to like, get my bearings straight so that I can just kind of contribute and be present. You know what I mean? But I say that to say Puerto Rico's amazing. Like people need to go there,
Fair enough.
Yeah.
They look at you sideways, like who does Mexican motherfucker step through these streets?
You know what? It kind of does fuck them up though, because like we went to so the resort we stay actually has its own little island, and so they take your boat there. And when I showed them like our little room card to pay for the drinks, they saw our last name, and so then the guy goes, "Oh," and it was in my wife's name, so he's like, "Oh, your wife's Puerto Rican," because Perez is like Smith in Puerto Rico, like it's very common. Yeah, and so they were like, "Oh, so your wife's Puerto Rican?" And I was like, "Actually, she is." And then he looks at me and goes, "Wait a minute." He goes, she married you, so you're the Perez." And I was like, "Yeah." And then he goes, "You're not Puerto Rican." I was like, "Oh man." And I go, "I'm Mexican." And he was like, "You got Perez's?
Get out."
I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh wow." He's like, "Yeah, you're definitely not Puerto Rican." I was like,
nope. my guy, do you really have to keep saying that to me? You know what I'm saying?
I was like, "Hey, thanks for letting me know and making it uncomfortable." Fuck, just because you got light skin and blue eyes, I see it.
Oh no,
I see you with your colorism. I got you.
He wanted you to leave. He's like, "Nah,
he's
no
like,
bueno."
You know how I know you're not Puerto Rican? He's like, "Because you're fucking 5'6".
Yeah.
And then I'll say this, like anybody that honestly that we have met on the island, like even our guy that was taxiing us around, number one, his name was Kevin, full Puerto Rican. We asked him like, how did he end up being Kevin? He said his dad was military from North Carolina, came down, had his brother, had him, and then dipped out. Because then I was like, "Well, what's your brother's name?" He goes, "Dennis." And we were like, "What the fuck?"
That motherfucker keeps me talking bad about you ain't Puerto Rican. That's
right.
Yeah.
I was like, "It's just Kevin." But
He's a logic.
That guy was a really cool dude, and he actually he told us a very like emotional story about his experience with Hurricane Maria and like how that was. And he said his house, he's like, "My house is made of concrete, like cinder blocks." He's like, "And it shook. Like I've never felt it shake." He's like, "So that was scary." He said after everything was done, it took him 48 hours to get a tank of gas. He's like, "So I slept in my car for 2 days and just waited for that line to get through." He said 10 hours to get a bag of ice. He's all to only have the ice melt in an hour. He's like, so he just kind of listed all the stuff, and we were like, "Damn, this is like fucking terrible," So he said that even with that, everything just got blown over, destroyed. So it was just, but he said it was like people on the island, the locals, just kind of working together to rebuild their island, to just like improve things. So he says he worked out in the rainforest for a while, kind of sort of blazing the trails and stuff like that. But so it was just like, you can tell when he was telling the story, he was like, it was still fucking him up. And he was like, "If I watch any of this on YouTube," he's like, "I will cry." He's like, it's too much. And I was just like, damn, this poor fucking dude,
You would think that Puerto Rico was not part of the United States here in that story.
Mm-hmm.
That's
fucking insane.
Spiteful ass, hateful ass Trump.
Right. Over here fucking shooting 3-pointers of paper towels at people.
Yeah.
Like a whole ass bitch. Like, and that's the part too, is like, people don't realize like that's our territory.
Yes.
Like, that is part of the United States, and we're fucking these people over big time. But on the flip side, they're doing it. They're making it work. And it's just like, you know what? Sometimes you gotta work together to make it work, because a lot of times America really is just on some bitch made shit. Yeah. Like, So but so like I said, that was an experience. And then kind of even back to go further, went to Chicago, and that was a lot of fun. Went to C2E2, got to cruise around the area and just have a good time. And then, fucking Sean and I have been laughing because it was like we were the most washed you'd ever seen in your life. Like we were in bed by 10, fucking like just I told him, I was like, man, like there was one point we were just sipping Gatorades, just watching basketball, and I was like, I never watched basketball so freely in my life. We watched like 4 fucking games. Like we were just chilling. He was like, hey, you want to get some fucking like popcorn? I'd be like, yes. It was like we were just, there was no like, hey man, let's go to the fucking bar, let's go to a club. We were like, it'd be nice right now, just like I think I'm gonna hop in the shower, just like hop in bed. He's like, I think we'll do the same, fucking just chill. We were just relaxing. But I did get to meet T, and I got fruit, and that shit was tight. I wish we could have hung out more. Let me just say this, because I had the Lumonati's and I had the Pequod's pizza. Pequod's far superior. Far superior. Lumonati's not saying it's trash, not saying that at all, but that Pequod's pizza, it's got me fucked up. Like at this point, I'm like, do they sell a frozen one that they could ship to me? Because that pizza was hitting.
Chicago was a necessary adventure for your boy.
Yeah.
It basically ends up being the last one of the year because, I got COVID. So,
yeah.
And it's just, it was dope. And just kicking with my man, boxing and Anthony. You know what I'm saying? We got a nice little spot on the Magnificent Mile. So we had a nice little hotel.
Mm-hmm.
I did everything I told you I was going to do. And that is meet you and eat pizza. Did it.
Yep.
Get chocolate cake milkshake from Portillo's. Did that. Like I said, it's just quick little like this has to be done. Only thing I didn't get to do, and that's because I totally forgot about it, was try some Jepson's Malort, which is a Chicago drink that you're supposed to try when you're in Chicago. And I didn't do it, and I forgot all about it, so it wasn't that important. But, man, it's just dope. It's dope to meet Chaufie in person. Chaufie didn't realize how big a man I am.
Yeah, hey, T is a tall motherfucker. Where I was like, this is offensive.
The what's called the little vlog I was shooting is actually Vanessa just finished editing the other day. She told me to watch the cut of it. So if assuming everything's good, that actually probably go up after we finish this.
Oh, tight.
So I will have that posted up here shortly. So yeah, I shot a vlog most of the way there because I was just like, let's do that. Let's do a road trip style vlog. And it was a good time, man. It's just dope. It's good to meet my man in person. It's not like he's gonna be on this side of the country often. So I was like, we'll see how things work out. I'm out here. I'm an international man of mystery now. Yeah, I'll fly places. Plus, I feel like it was a Columbus show that you was looking at recently enough. You was talking about maybe it was something. There was something that was around my way, closer to around my way.
And I wanted to say it's always that because my wife asked me, she's like, well, what was it like meeting T? And I was like, it's weird because it was like the same as when I met Sean. I already know you.
Yeah.
Like we talk, we have conversations. Same thing with Delvin. I'm sure one day I'll meet him. But it's that like, it's not awkward. It's just different because it's like, now it's just the physical bodies there, but like how we're
you can see his legs.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much. Because I was like, we all see each other's faces. We all have the jokes and the this and the that and know each other's like likes and interests. And then when you finally meet each other, it's like, yeah, that's T. Done. It's just like, I don't know. It's just a weird thing. It's like when I first met him, and he came out with some friends, like we went to like a basketball game and he sat down by me and we just continued conversations we had where it wasn't the like, hey, I'm Alex. How are you? What are you doing? Da, 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 da. It was just like, no, we already fucking talk shit to each other.
Yeah, we're not like pen pals or shit like that. Like, we know each other. Like,
yeah, exactly.
That is a good way to put it. It's like, it's not an uncomfortable or weird experience. Nothing. Like my man hopped in. I got on the car, gave him a hug, hopped in the whip, we rode.
Yeah.
And that was that. And then I'm here talking to Ant. We're talking about stuff like, it's like the conversations already happened, like boom, boom, boom. Whereas I'll say like a contrast, like when I go to C2E2 and I meet Sean's friends, that needs an icebreaker. I don't know those guys. Like we don't talk.
Know them.
Yeah. So it's sort of that weird awkwardness. Whereas like when I meet people that I'm like, shit, that's T in the real life. And then we get in the car and we start just talking about shit because we're talking about shit. Like it just rolls. It's weird, but it's just at the same time, it's like, nah, all that other like, we don't need to like touch balls or nothing. We're just like, we're going. you know.
Yeah, that's an interesting way to put it. We don't need to touch balls, but if we happen to touch balls,
less awkward than you think. If you just happen to
I did message Delvin when I landed in Florida. I was like, oh shit, because one of our layovers was Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
And initially, I will say this: when we were trying to plan the trip, we did want to try to land in Miami for an extended amount of time, like a couple more than 2 hours. So then that way, if we hey, we're gonna be here for a little bit, why don't you dip in or something like that? Couldn't make it work, but I did tell Delvin, hey, we landed in Florida. How soon do we get our free gun? And so he was like, once you step outside, he's like, you immediately get a gun in COVID. I was like. Yeah. That sounds about right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Even in that airport, I was like, oh yeah, Florida's different.
Florida's a special place.
Yeah, for real.
It's like one of them states that I always say that I'm going to just avoid, but then my partner happens to be a super heavy Disney head. Mm-hmm. So she always like, we got to go to Orlando. Orlando's not like Florida. I go, and that shit is in the middle of Florida. Ain't going to tell me shit.
The thing about Orlando is, she's kind of right. It's not like Florida in terms of, because it's a tourist place, you don't get all the bullshit that you get outside of Florida. Like, in Miami, you get the hood. Then you get these crazy right-wing people and stuff like that. Orlando is just the land of happy sunshine and lollipops. At least, as long as you're in the tourist part of it, like the shopping area, the tourist trap of it, you won't notice none of this craziness that's going on. But otherwise than that, yeah. Florida's weird.
Here's what I'm going to say. Or you just come to California. Just
do Disneyland. That's always been that's what I was like. I'm like, how about we just take it west to Disneyland and call that shit a done deal?
Isn't Disney World better?
It's supposed to be by like leaps and bounds too. Like a lot better.
No, it's significantly better.
I don't think I've ever been to Disneyland.
No, because Disneyland is just one thing, whereas World is multiple parks.
Yeah, Disneyland is like just Magic Kingdom or something like that, right?
Yeah, that's it. It's just Magic Kingdom and California Disney, which is not very big either. But yeah, I mean, you come to LA, then you do the Disney parks, you do Hollywood, you do the beaches, you do Knott's Berry Farm. There's a lot.
I went to Knott's Berry Farm.
Yeah?
I like that one.
Why the fuck you go to Knott's Berry Farm? Why?
When did I go?
Yeah, when and why?
I thought I told you this story. With my brother used to live in California.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And when we were down there, we went to, is it Six Flags down there, something like that? Mm-hmm. Went to Six Flags, went to Knott's Berry Farm, went to the Serial Killer Museum, and I think that's it. But I was down there for his first wedding.
Mm-hmm. Oh, his first wedding.
Exactly. That's the key. That's the key, his first wedding. He wasn't married to her too long. But yeah, California's nice, man. I loved it down there.
Yeah.
Nice weather, beautiful women, just a cool, chill vibe that I liked a lot.
Yeah, no, it's very hard for me to say I ever would want to leave here. I love California, to my core. Oh, I did want to say this though. Back to the Chicago thing real quick. There was one night that Sean and I did go out. We went to this barcade that we had gone to the last time. And so this time we were just chilling, having some drinks. And then we did beat the X-Men, the 4-player game.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, we went in. We were just like, okay, let's go. Beat X-Men, played a few more games. And then again, like I said, old people, we were back at the hotel by 10:30.
All right, I had to go dig into my old IG that I can no longer have access to look this up. In Long Beach, is there still a spot called Frostbite's Crepes and Frozen Delights?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
All right. So I went to Frostbite's as you can see.
Yeah.
when I was in Long Beach. I went to the beach in Long Beach, and that beach was kind of filthy.
Oh yeah.
More the water than the actual beach. The beach itself was mediocre. The water, I was like,
it's
what
because
is
of they put a break in there because of the ships.
Okay. And then like I said, we went over there to Frostbite crepes and shit and had a delicious little frozen confection of some sort.
All right.
But Yeah, man. When I was in Cali, it was just like basically I drove straight to Long Beach because that's where our friend was lives and kicked that. So we just kicked around the Long Beach area, and then I drove back to Vegas. It's lovely.
I mean, that's the move for sure.
Yeah.
But you know,
that's the hope in 2022 for me to come out west, man. So it is. We'll see if I can make it happen. Is the after my son's graduation to do a cross country trip.
Yeah, make that shit happen. Yeah. Unless we all get shut down again, which is high possibility.
Ricky Bobby.
But yes, I mean that's kind of been me. Like I said, you know, just been out and about, like doing stuff and just kind of enjoying. I mean, it is nice to like get to hang with people too. You know, like I said, like getting to see T was awesome. Getting to see Sean again was like a lot of fun. Just kind of hanging out. You know, like that is one thing that because it's like here, not that I don't have friends, but it's the interests aren't the same. You know what I mean? So that it becomes more self-isolating because it's like, I don't really do the sports and football talk. Like, it's not for me. And so when I want to talk like music and games, they're like, yeah, but I like shit from the 90s. And I'm like, oh God, there's so much more. Like, come on, man. Like, get with me.
Yeah.
So
it's like,
they're
boring.
Yeah. So getting to hang with people who are like,
not boring
mindset. Yeah. That aren't boring. It's like, man, this shit is fun. Also, side note, just a random like super thought that I've had is one of Sean's friends that we hung out with, his name is Curtis, and so he's a really cool dude, but it reminded me that, and this is, you ever just have like stupid thoughts, and this might just be me, but I was reminded that when I was in high school I had a friend named Bertus, and so then I was like shit, I was like, was Bertus mom and dad bloods? Is that why they were like, hey, we're gonna call this kid ain't gonna be called Curtis? Oh, not in this house. This is a blood house. He's Bertus.
Bertus, you don't get your feet off that couch.
I didn't think that's where that story was going, but I'm happy it landed there.
But I don't know, it's just one of those randoms. I was like, shit, it was probably a blood family. He was like Pyru, baby, all day. I don't know. So just random thought. But other than that, you know, it's just been just kind of just hanging around now. Like I said, just trying to get my fucking head right, get everything together, and just, you know, New Year's shit.
Yeah.
But, you know, I do want to jump into a topic. You know, I mean, we're back. We're still here. New Year. We're gonna still talk about some what's up with that stuff, because lately I've been hearing, and especially like seeing how many places are like, we need to hire people. You know, we need staff. Hiring. You know, it kind of brings me to this what's up with that topic, which is,
what up with that? What up with that? Ooh-wee. What up with that? What up with that? He said, she said, we said, me said, what up with that?
What is up with people saying that having unemployment is like better than having a job, and that people on unemployment are just leeching off the system? Like that type of logic fucking drives me bananas, because the way I see it, and you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, maybe you totally disagree with what I'm about to say, but it's like, maybe it's just people have realized their value and their worth. Like, I understand how capitalism works. I understand how America works. And it's like, it's still the place where the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Yep. Like, the fact that like, just to survive and function, like, and even seeing now how much more expensive groceries are getting because we're just not getting groceries in, you know, like, hey, this is terrible. We're about to have a chicken tender shortage. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like, everything is getting more and more expensive, but you still want to pay me the bare minimum. But then hear about these billionaires and people getting these wild ass bonuses. And it's like, that doesn't make sense. And if you've never been on unemployment, you don't understand how it functions. you don't just get a free check. Like there's things you have to do on a regular basis. And that check is not one standard, like here's fucking, which I think people imagine is like you're getting like $100,000 a month. Nah, you're not getting that much, and it's like this logic, it fucking drives me insane. I don't know.
I can clarify this based off experience and talking to people. What I've learned, it is simple. I've learned that people are always going to complain about other people getting money when they're not getting the money.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter if they're filthy rich or dead broke poor. If they see anybody else besides them getting the benefits, they're going to find a way to complain about it and get angry about it. I have a perfect example because of the business I work in. They have this program now where it's a thing in Florida where anyone who was affected by COVID and gets behind on their rent, they can apply for this program, and the program will pay their rent up to 6 months or something like that. So what's happening now is a lot of people are coming in trying to get the program. And now these are the same people. This is the crazy thing about it. A lot of our tenants are trying to get this program. A lot of these people who need it, who are behind on their rent, things like that, that's fine and cool and dandy.
Mm-hmm.
The interesting thing about this is a lot of the same people I saw complain about people being on welfare and getting government assistance are the same people who are ready to get this program. And it's like, so people who need food stamps and things like that, that's a problem. They're affecting the economy and things like that. They're too lazy to work. But a government assistance program that everybody can essentially get now, that's okay. So you're kind of moving the goalpost there. And I think that happens with a lot of people. People only care about things when they can get it themselves. And that's the problem with this country. Like, we look at things in terms of like, hey, anytime, like if somebody's dirt poor and they're getting assistance, they don't deserve that. They don't deserve that. Mm. If the rich are getting cutbacks and things like that, we question why they're getting that. It's a very selfish way of thinking, to put it short. I've always looked at things in terms of life like, hey, if you need the assistance, get as much assistance as you can get, because Lord knows the government's not gonna give us back our money. When tax time comes and it's time to pay the taxes, they ain't giving us shit. So if you can get money, you can get assistance, fucking get it. And I don't care if I can't get it, I'll be glad at knowing that you can get it. Yeah. I tell people that all the time. That's the way I live. Like, hey, get what you can get.
I think people are confused or just idiotic about how they think unemployment functions, and that they think people are quitting their jobs and jumping on unemployment.
Exactly.
It's just not how unemployment works.
Mm-hmm.
Unemployment is something. It's called insurance. It's something you pay through your company the entire time that says if this company fucks up and fires you or has to fire you, then the system y'all all been paying into this whole time has a couple of dollars for you to try to get you over the hump. Depending on what state you're in, it's not even a lot. I think Florida's something like $250 a week or something like that.
Yep. It's
a very small amount. Florida's actually the smallest amount, I believe, in the union is the state of Florida. So it's not like you getting wealthy off of this and like you're deciding I'm not going to work. I'm going to live off of this unemployment, because you're not. It's not even a livable wage. It's enough to get you over. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so people's mindset is like people are clearly not trying to work anymore. They're just trying to live off this unemployment. It's like, no, bro. People are no longer trying to get paid horse shit to deal with your COVID ass.
Yeah. And also people are finding side hustles to get money.
Yeah, exactly. Up. You know what I'm saying? We live in a gig economy. You can go work at fucking wherever. Yeah, side stuff, under the table stuff. You know what I'm saying? So forth and so on. Yeah.
And that's where like a lot of, and that's a good point too, because I think a lot of what we consider like traditional job structures are struggling. Like I can even say in education, we're struggling to keep people because, like how you said, this gig economy is like, hey, you know what? That's not for me. But you know what is for me? My Etsy, my OnlyFans, my like.
Yeah.
People are creating their own wave, and they're just like, listen, my mental health is a lot better. Making way more than what you were gonna fucking pay me for this. Yeah. So, and I get to get up like at fucking noon. So this is tight. So I'm not going to do that anymore, but thanks. And they just walk. And
I'll give you a perfect example of that. My niece, I want to say I'm getting old. She's 19 now.
Mm-hmm.
she, instead of going out there getting a job, what she did was she went on Amazon.com, bought supplies, opened up a nail salon in her house. Done. And is making bank. Have people come in by appointment only. Mm-hmm. You come in, you get your nails done professionally by her. She got all the shit in the house, like the gel tips, the dryer, and things like that. People come in there, and she's making bank off of that. And that's just her money.
Man, and you know what? And that's the truth, though. I mean, if you know a good braid lady, shit.
Yeah.
She's not going to stop getting paid.
Yeah. And you ain't got to work for nobody. You self-employed. You independent. People are, I shouldn't say this. People are paying in cash.
Wednesday off? You get Wednesday off.
Yeah.
No requests, no shit like that. And it's like, I think that's part of the American model too, is that as a nation, we need to stop sucking corporate dick.
Yeah.
It just, because it doesn't benefit us. Trickle down economics has never worked. No. And it will never work, because just visualize that. It's raining big dollars on top. It's a flood. We're just getting droplets. And those droplets will never be enough when it needs to be going in the other direction. And it's like, I don't know, I hear so many people with that statement though, of they're just quitting their jobs and staying on unemployment. And it's like, will there be scammers? Sure. I'll give you that. But you know what? There's going to be corporate scammers, and there's going to be just scammers, just in general. I mean, think about how many times we've heard just in our own lifetime of this guy who scammed these people out of all their money, but he had
Bernie Madoff.
Yeah, Bernie Madoff. These people are out here, they're doing this. But for those who have had to go on unemployment, WIC, food stamps, that's an effort. For the average person, that also means that you, and I know I'm generalizing, but you've had to swallow your pride too. You've had to say, fuck, I can't. I thought I could get a job. I thought I could make it work. I thought I could afford the rent. I thought I could get diapers for my kids. I don't got that fucking type of money. I can't do it. And now I got let go of my job. Or now there's a fucking pandemic and I don't think I can go back to work, because not only do I live with my kids and my wife, I also live with my mom and my we got these multi-generational homes now happening because people can't afford the fucking rent. So they got to now have multiple people in a house. And it's just unemployment still doesn't cut it. I mean, everybody in the house has to have unemployment just to pay that rent. And so it's just the thought of I don't know. It's just, I think that truly is the American way too, is demonizing people. Well, don't give that guy money. He's going to buy drugs. Don't give that person this because they're just lazy. But it's but are they, or are you just been fed for too long that these are the bad guys? Because
I'll give you a story.
Go ahead.
And I can relate to this. I don't talk about this much, but fuck it. We can talk about it here. When this COVID-19 thing happened, I may have told you this, Chaufie. My ex got laid off from work.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. She had to get unemployment. That's how I know a little bit about unemployment. She couldn't work.
Yeah.
And what she was getting from unemployment was so low, I legit was keep it. Just spend it on food and stuff for the house. I'll take care of all the other bills and things like that, because that's not going to help us. That little $200, $150 a week, or a month, or whatever you want to call it, ain't going to pay no bills. Won't pay no rent, won't pay no lights, maybe pay water. I said, that's basically just gas money for her car.
Yeah.
And, she got laid off temporarily because, where she works in hotel, and hotels weren't open at the time. When the whole pandemic was happening, hotel legit closed down, so she couldn't work. And during that time, she had to take unemployment. But that helped her, just keep her head above water in certain things, with certain small bills that she had to get paid.
But even with what you just said, though, too, was that but you still had to assist financially, where you're just hey, you got to hold your cash. If she didn't have you to do that, what the fuck is she going to do?
Yeah, she'd probably been homeless.
Right, exactly. And then it would be again, it's that sort of that tumble. She ended up on unemployment and then in a women's shelter or something. You know what I mean? This is a real big problem. And all we do is just keep pointing the finger saying, oh, I mean, it goes back to like what Delvin was saying too. Well, they want money, but where's my money? But then it's like, but don't give any money because then people are just going to waste it. And it's like, man,
it keeps going. It keeps perpetuating itself. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, bro, don't you understand that they have fed you the same line of bullshit they feeding everybody else? Mm-hmm. It's always like that. Make somebody your enemy, and therefore you'll root for this guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like everybody who just like Elon Musk shouldn't have to pay $11 billion in taxes. Yes, he should, and should be paying more.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
yeah,
it's real. The reason that and like you were talking about, just the system in general is like, there's a reason they attach our insurance to our jobs. It's to make us stay in place.
Yeah,
be like, oh well, you know what I'm saying. The only way you can not go destitute by paying medical bills is because you got a job that provides you health insurance. We're like the only only country on the planet that does that. We're the weirdos here. Yeah. And that's because we're so capitalist.
Yeah.
That we forget that, there also is a middle ground where between communism and capitalism.
Oh no, don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say the S word.
I'm just saying. I was watching a video the other day about this woman in France, and people were like, I heard they pay 70% taxes in France. She's like, are you kidding me? In France? She goes, where they protest if they are slightly inconvenienced, they would never accept you taking 70% of their money. They pay like 40% in their taxes, but they don't have medical bills. They get like 8 weeks off a year. They what else? 4-day work week. It's like
they essentially trade that for a higher quality of life.
Correct. Yeah. And I will, so I looked at my last pay stub of the year today. It popped up in the system today, and I was like, "Wow, I made the most money I've ever made in my entire life this year." And then I was like, "Wait a minute, let's see how much I actually brought home." And I'm like, "That's the saddest shit ever."
Yeah, because when I look at how much is taken out, it's insane. Yeah, and I'm just like, how am I losing like fucking like up to 30 to 40% of my check?
I did the math today. 45%.
Yeah.
More than I would lose it if I lived in France.
Yeah.
So I'm not joking when I tell you my mind has been looking at France lately. I'm like, I gotta tell you, it seems kind of possible, and I kind of like the idea.
But it's that thing, as like I said again, like Delvin said, is it's the demonizing. Well, when you actually take the time to break down your check. When you see where everything is going, you're just like, hey, I got a raise. Oh, but you're in a new tax bracket now. Exactly. So guess what? Yeah. That raise is a deduction, Or even in education, there's so many people that, in my opinion, should have retired years ago. And not because they're not quality teachers, but because their quality of life is like, damn, like, this bitch out here with those purple ass like diabetes legs, like you need to be at home,
Yeah.
But do you know why? But it's like, but they can't, because they'll tell me like, if I retire right now, like you got to do so many years, and if you do it beyond, then you only get like a percentage, and you don't get insurance. And it's that insurance that you said. It's like the insurance is tied to the work. So I'm going to keep you working until you die. And then it's going to be like, you're going to die either way, because you're either going to die without insurance or with insurance. We're going to get you. You're going to put this work in.
I read a story about a report that said teachers are paid something like 30% less than other individuals who would have a similar level of education, a similar degree.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this country, man, it just... Yeah. Everything about this system has been set up to make the rich richer and the poor real fucked up.
Yeah. I mean, because that's
because they really want to enslave us. They want us to be actual slaves.
Oh yeah.
But the rest of the world was like, you can't do that no more. And eventually we had to fight a whole ass war about it.
No, we're truly like indentured servants without knowing about it.
Yeah.
Because everything is on a price. And then what I want to say too is like, back to the educators as well, is like, where they go, oh, well, they're just like high priced babysitters. And it's like, not really, because like this, every so often this comes floating around when there's like some type of like giant educational protest or whatever. And it's like, a babysitter based on hourly rate will get paid more than a teacher. And so if you're saying they're high-priced babysitters, you know what? Hey, knock yourself out. Pay them like you would a babysitter. You will be fucking surprised. You will be really, really surprised. When the starting pay to be a teacher is roughly, I think the average for the nation is like $25,000 to begin. What are you gonna do with $25,000? But you know what? Hey, let me get unemployment because that's gonna pay me big bucks, right? Fucking dumb.
It is real dumb.
But so it's just like, I don't know, it's just something that grinds me, and it's just like but I hear it like on a variety of ends. So it's not just like it's like one group of people. It's too many people where it's like, come on. You know, I'm not asking everyone to fucking hold hands. I'm just asking everyone to just be realistic. Like, actually think before you say something. Real. So that's our what's up with that. But you know, before we sign off, you know, it's a little faster one tonight because we got the whole year ahead of us to get into some wild shit. You know, you know, we're gonna talk about some things. We're gonna have some shit going on. You know, we'll get adventures throughout the year. But I do want to ask you guys this question, and I'll start off with Delvin. What are you looking forward to in this upcoming new year?
I honestly don't know. I guess I'm getting to that point. I'm looking for the next challenge in terms of podcasting, that next interview, that next step. You know, last year was a great year in terms of interviewing people I really wanted to interview, got one of my dream interviews out the way. This year, I kind of want to know what's next, so I'm excited about that.
Are you going to try to start another race war?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's definitely going to happen. Definitely.
Hey, you've already tried it twice. You about to go for a third, huh?
Yes. Race War 3. I'm just going to call it Race War. But yeah, man, I'm excited to try to just search for knowledge, learn more things, get more interviews with interesting people. Maybe one day, Lord knows, I might have T on the podcast, man. When T's not so busy, God willing, in 2022.
Here's what I'm going to say. It's probably you, Delvin, than it is.
It probably is.
Because I say, T, you want to do this? He's like, sure.
Oh, now you're hurting my feelings.
Like you. Wait.
Now you're hurting my feelings.
So, had we not had to shift the day, tonight would have been open to record.
God damn it!
But of course, because normally we don't record tonight on the night we record. We normally record on
Man,
Tuesday.
you know what? Sorry for being depressed. Fuck.
Yeah. Be less depressed.
Because it's not even that. Like I said, I even have already edited my show. So the show that goes with tomorrow is already done. All I gotta do is the show art for it. So tonight would have been perfect to get on and do it.
God damn it.
We gonna find a Wednesday because it's always gonna be a Wednesday because that works. That's the day that works. And if not, we're just gonna do it in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
I did my man Matt's show in the middle of the day. It was a work day, and I said I'm gonna take lunch. We'll do the show in the middle of the day. He said that's perfect. So,
Delvin gets off early on Wednesdays.
That is correct.
But I know that's why we've been trying to aim at a Wednesday to begin with.
Yeah.
So,
I get off at 12, but I really get off at 1 p.m. because I got to go do shit for my grandmother.
I hear you. But yeah, man, don't worry. We'll get that dialed in.
Yes.
Yeah, make that happen. Now, how about you, T? What are you looking forward to in this upcoming year?
My oldest child, my son, graduates this here in 2022.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Lord willing, they actually have in-person learning because Cleveland Public Schools, which is a neighboring district of mine, announced that they are going on remote learning at least the first week of the new year. So
oh shit, word.
It's bad.
That's what I'm waiting for.
The governor called the National Guard to help assist at the hospitals. That's how bad it is.
Yeah.
So we currently have the National Guard in many hospitals in this area right now. It's bad. And but I told you the goal is to get my kid graduated. We're supposed to have a family reunion down in Tennessee on my mama's side of the family. And then hopefully after that, to get it together and do a cross-country trip. The goal is to drive from the great state of Ohio to the west coast of this great nation. Mm-hmm. And with a stop off in Colorado. And also we want to do that Four Corners, which is, where Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, and Nevada meet. Want to go there, see the Grand Canyon, Hoover Dam. And of course get out to LA and into the Pacific, so my children can see the Pacific Ocean, and tick that off their list.
Nice.
So that's the hope. That's the goal. That's the intent. We shall see what happens, man. The brand is strong out here, man. So we're gonna keep on doing. Stay scratching milk. Anthony's been coming up with all kinds of ideas that he's been wanting to do, and I'm like, bro, let's just do it. Let's just try it. If we get 1 episode or 2 episodes or some offshoot and see how it goes, cool. And either work really well or it won't.
Yeah.
So that's the hope, man.
Good. And then for me, the weekend after next, I'll be starting my DJ classes. So I'll be hyped off of that. Starting to Beat Junkies Institute of Sound. I think that's gonna be real good for me. My goal is to just try to find. I need outlets. Like I need something to kind of, I'm missing that creative piece. So I need to get back into that. My real goal for 2022 is to hopefully finally buy a record player.
Just a record player?
Yeah, I mean, I got hella albums. I got no record player.
I was gonna buy one this week. There's one like at Walmart for like $50.
Nope.
You see, that's why I haven't done it, because I'm like, I see one and then I'm like, oh, I don't know.
So my Vanessa, I'm gonna call my nephew because at this point we've been together long enough. I'm gonna call this kid my nephew. He has one of those suitcase style record players, and it hurts my feelings because I know that ceramic needle is killing his records. But you got to start somewhere. Like I bought my kid one of those record players some years back, so that they would have a record player. But I don't know. Me and Chaufie been talking about record players for at this point almost years.
Yes,
nearing
it is
years.
A smooth 3 years we've been talking about record players.
Holy crap!
And that's just because he's touchy. He don't want to pull that trigger and then find out he did something wrong. But it's not that. It's just finding the quality and the price that you want to pay. Yeah. And you just I don't know why you just don't end up with a Technics 1200 to call it a day.
Well, okay. So the other element too is I need a place to put it.
Okay.
So that's also the other issue, which I've been talking to my wife about it. I was like, I need to get a new like TV shelf.
Yeah.
Because we don't have a ton of space in our house, but I need one where then I can kind of fit it in a little bit better. Because the monitors that you recommended to me, I love them. Yeah. Those power ones, like those shits are the best. So I was like, I'll just get another pair of those. I'll be fucking set. And so it's just finding the space, and then like it is just like it's a commitment, and it's like, which one do I get? Which one, So
it's on the other side of the room right now. So I can't even show y'all.
It's in Hyrule right now, is what I see.
My records right here are almost to the point of that's full.
Yeah.
So then on the window seat over here that's behind me, it's probably another shelf's worth of records.
Yeah. I can't do it.
And directly right behind me, like right here on the table, I can turn around, is a record I have not even opened yet.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I do have to say shout out to T for giving me a copy of Beach House. Which that album was sick because, like I said, it had like a cocktail recipe, like it had all kinds of shit in there. And for those who don't know, like Beach House is like my favorite group. Like anytime they come out with stuff, like right now they're doing this thing where it's 16 tracks on this new album. Basically, they're calling it a double LP. So the past 2 months, first month, they only released 4 tracks, and that's 1 through 4. And then in December, it was another 1 through 4, total of 8, but 1 through 4, side A, side B. Then in January, it'll be side D. February will be side E, A, B, C, D, E. And so I was like, damn. So it's like, that's my group. So then T was able to give me an album when we were in Chicago, which is beautiful because I didn't have to go to the front desk. They had put it in the room already. So when I walked in, I was like, damn, Beach House album in here. I was like, fuck yeah.
Respect.
And
it's funny. I got that album. So I'm a member of a service called Vinyl Me Please. And every month they send me an album. And sometimes I pay to get them to send me 2 albums. And that was one of them times where it's like, it's just the album I ended up with. And it's not a group I fuck with, but I had it. And that just, I think it was dope. It was yours. It was always meant to be yours.
Yeah.
And when the time came,
Universe
I got to get it to you.
Universe New was like, hey, there's going to be a day.
Yeah.
That's dope.
I just sent you one on Twitter for the kids. So when you get a chance, you check that out. But
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Record player. Put it on. Yeah. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen.
This year it happens. And then I've been saying it for the past few years, and I think each year we get a little bit closer and closer. I'm still saying podcast meetup, Vegas trip, or somewhere. You know, or people just fly in. Like I know Mike from What Up Though is going to be coming out to LA in January, but I think we can get some people together. You know, even if it's just like a nice little weekend to just be like everyone just fly in, kind of kick it, just have a good meal, just kind of fuck around, just enjoy each other's company. You know, because also let's not forget we're some old motherfuckers over here, so we need to be doing things.
I have appropriate road equipment. I could produce everybody's show, and everybody can get at least one show off in that little outing. So I'm just telling you, man, we can make shit happen.
That's what I'm saying. We could do this. We could do this. So it's a matter of Delvin committing, though. That's what I'm looking at right now.
I ain't worried.
I can do it.
Yeah, that's the one I'm least worried about.
So with that, just want to welcome everybody to 2022. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be a great year. Yeah. Just make sure you ain't shooting off that deuce, though. You know, we ain't trying to put bullets.
Just sip on one instead. Just sip on one instead.
Exactly. You know, but man, Delvin, T, thank you guys so much for joining me this evening. You know, we out here in the single Cadillac on Mars.
I'll let you have that one. You've been going through some things, so I'll let you have that one.
I knew you was gonna say it. He's gonna be like, "Well, you depressed, man. I'm gonna let you ride this Cadillac this time."
Next time, hey, well, if I got an interview coming up, I might invite you, but I don't know.
You're a goddamn liar.
But
oh my God,
Delvin, tell them where they can find you.
You can find me on Twitter at Delvin_Cox, and I guess you can find the Delvin Cox Experience anywhere you get podcasts. I guess I got to start recording to get his shit. So yeah, that's gonna happen.
Yep. And then how about UT?
I am, of course, the internet's Tayrel 713. That's Tayrel. The number 7, 1, and 3. I am the host of the Stage Crunchy and Milk podcast. It's the podcast you and your friends would make if you weren't so lazy. I'm gonna tell you right now to go review my show, Delvin's show, and this show on Spotify. Now you can do that on Spotify. As long as you've listened to at least apparently 30 seconds, you can go give us a 5-star review, and it helps everybody's calls out. Please go do that. Go rate, go any show you fuck with. Please go give them a review, a rating at least over on Spotify. But in particular, our shows.
Yes,
that's what you're doing right now. You're rocking with us. We're pretty dope.
Perfect. Yes. And then just for all the listeners who have stuck with us and kept our number steady, yeah, I do appreciate you guys listening. Yeah, give us like how T said, rate, review, subscribe, share it with your friends, make your grandma listen to it. Everybody, we got something for everybody. Yeah. But we do appreciate the listeners, and just would love to hear more feedback from you guys, just to know you're out there. But T, Delvin, man, thank you guys for joining this evening. It's always a lot of fun. Be out of here.
Peace.
What did you say, Grandma? 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 Mama. Mama.
What?
What did you say, Grandma? What did you say?
Grandma's not here.
Grandma's not here. You're not here.